maybe some personal examples, something that you'd be comfortable in sharing of a time where you really did struggle, and how did that affect your ability to live richly?
For me, it's like breaking up the family unit. Like it is the number one hardest to forgive myself for knowing I'm the one that instigated that, and I'm the one that broke the family, right? That's my dialogue around it. And so the journey there to forgiveness is loving myself enough to understand why I did it, but it's still a journey for me. So there are days where I'm awesome. Like I did it. It's great. It's fantastic. And then there's other days where I'm like, you're the shittiest human on the planet. Like it's ebbs and flows for me. That's a huge one. It's the biggest chunk in my life that I've ever felt. So like shame, guilt, all of it. And so I forgive myself in pockets. I would say I am nowhere near to that level of full forgiveness. And I don't know that I ever will be. But it's a journey.
It's a journey. And I think it's a little bit by little bit, slowly by slowly. I think where I have been the hardest on myself, where literally lived in a state of self-punishment for years, is mistakes made in my relationship with my kids, right? From not being really present at many times because I was so focused on other mistakes that I had made in the past, or obsessing about the future, that I struggled to be present always with them. I'm cranked because of my daughter's wedding tomorrow, but I'm also being triggered by all this regret, right? And I remember making a decision that night that I'm not going to let any of my bullshit interfere with, and I literally was able to let go in that moment. And the next day was so present to all the joy and the tears and the love of me and my daughter, and my other two kids. And it was such a powerful moment. But I don't know if I could have got there in the past, because I would have been stuck saying, you don't deserve it, Deschamps. You've made mistakes as a dad. You weren't there like you could have been, should have been, would have been. And I remember it was Dr. Sherry. She says, what would it take for you if this side of the room is unfinished business and this side of the room is finished business? What would it take for you to move that from this side of the room to that side of the room? And I couldn't answer her, because I said, what do you mean finished business? Because I couldn't even envision that I could let myself off the hook. And that began the process of me starting to let go of what was a pretty significant weight that I've carried around most of my adult life.